Courtside, the first semi-final, ABC Top Shot Basketball 1985, the Ulverstone Redhoppers versus Marti's. Half-time, 35 plays 31. The Redhoppers in control by 4 points. Somewhat of a surprise in a game where fortunes have fluctuated. Don Hanson.
Yes, Marty started very strong, running the ball well, but Ulverstone, with their tremendous team play and good aggression, came right back to put themselves in front. Right there we see Dan Van Horst Pelican driving for the basket, scored the goal, but was charging foul, and this gives Ulverstone the ball, but the 2 points do count, which puts the score at 35, Ulverstone, and Marti's 33. Very interesting struggle in the first half, with Marti's on top early, but then Ulverstone, with a good team play, fought back. Young Bell Chambers played well. Whoa! The score is so fast you can't keep track of it. There he is, Robbie Thompson, 4 fouls, though. He could be a crucial factor in the game. He has 4 fouls in the first half, guarding the sensational Ninja Houston. He goes out.
He's fluctuated too, Houston. He was on fire in the first few minutes, but had a flat spot, as did his teammates.
Right, as long as he's running and playing that fast game, it's just what they need to do. But if they slow him down, which Ulverstone did to perfection in that half, then it could be anybody's game.
You've heaped the credit on Phil Thomas, cagey, cunning, shrewd, you name it.
Oh, yes. Excellent coach, and his coaching was what really brought them back in that first half when they were down. Changed the tempo of the game, got Ulverstone the ability to slow it down, slow Marti's down, and if Marti's aren't running, they're not gunning, and that's what that team has to do. Marti's with the ball now.
Big crowd here at the Rowan Sports Centre. First semi-final. The heavily fancied Marti's with their backs to the wall. And that makes it a little better. It's all squared up. 37 each of 2. Over 18.5 minutes of play remaining. Bell Chambers, a big contributor first half to Thompson. Who's going to fire it in? The attempt almost successful from Herbst. Bell Chambers for a grab, and they want it underneath. Thompson.
Strong rebounding by Ulverstone. 3 players, each had a grab, and finally Robbie Thompson puts it back in. Take the lead again. 2 points. Coleman.
Short. Van Horst Pelicans up high.
Dan's having a horror game. He can't buy a basket. Everything he does is just doesn't have a good result at the end. Every once in a while you'll have a game like that. Man of the match the last time they played in this game, he's Boyle Lollies.
That's a fine shot. Craig Good. And the Redhoppers edge to 4 points clear. They're a persistent bunch from the north.
You bet. They'll hang in there all the way through. They'll never give it away, and they'll play that good team basketball. Curtis Coleman, a little individual brilliance, just popped it up there, put it in. Curtis has had a good first half. Carrying on from there. Ulverstone still ahead, 2 points.
Robbie Thompson.
That won't make Phil happy. He doesn't like players just individually doing things, likes it working with the team.
Lindsay.
Shot off balance there, didn't quite have control of the ball.
Control Robbie Thompson. Flips one through. Good, no, the call was foul. That's fancy from Curtis Coleman. Steve Davey. Flying Dutchman.
See if he can do a little better on the free throw line. Not having a good game. And Van with the ball, drives around, gets fouled from behind. Didn't cut off the baseline, didn't move the feet. So he goes to the line for 2 shots. First one's up. Oh, it rains, it pours. Nothing can go right for Dan tonight. And that one wobbles its way in. It still counts a point. 1 point in it. Ulverstone 41. Marti's 40. First semifinal, Warren, 85 top shot. There's the man that can turn the game around. Bill Thomas.
Grant Herbst, long and true. They're used to these close ones, the Redhoppers. Remember our first game of the year was a ripper?
That's right. They won in overtime because they wouldn't give it away.
Coleman. He's exciting when he's moving.
Very quick, good leaper. They get a good game out of Curtis, and the rest of them come along. They'll be there too. It's going to be close all the way through. I think the key again is whether Robbie Thompson will foul out. He's playing the good defense. And Van Pelican. Rebound out to Steve Davey. On the run, Bell Chambers intercepts it. Steady it down, see how they slow the pace down. They keep the game slow, keep it at their tempo, run when they have to, but slow it down, work with a good shot.
Here goes Dan. Lady in yellow getting a fright.
Oh, you bet.
Almost someone sitting on a knee. There's the cool one. Not quite. Steve Davey. Cross to Linton. Big Dan. Big basket.
That'll get his confidence going. And he needed that one.
Marty Fry Whisker. 44 plays 43.
And Van Horst Pelican from Canada. Over in Tasmania playing with the Tassie Devils. Man of the match last game. Grant Hurt's heavily taped. He must have a thigh injury of some type. Seems to be moving quite freely on it.
Will Thomas. Push, shove, let me alone, give me a chance. Shot was short from Hurts.
Here goes Lindsay.
There's Coleman. Like the style, Curtis. Crowd love him.
And all of a sudden, Marty's are in the lead. It's a seesaw affair. 46 Marty's, 43 Ulverstone, back and forth. We're in for a big second half. Ulverstone ball on the side.
Thompson. Should have some space. Clap, clap, clap.
Blocking foul.
Hurts wasn't happy with that call.
No, part of their offense is that they set up screens or they set a man in the way of the defensive player so their offensive player can get clear. But that time he stepped in front, and so it was a blocking foul.
Back to Houston. Van Horst Pelican. Coleman. Oh, he's on fire. As Coleman. 17 points, and Marty's by 5 with 14 minutes remaining.
Curtis has been injured earlier in the season, and you'd think he's just coming back to a bit of top form.
Some of that blocking pretty physical.
Yes, they set up good screens, Ulverstone, and they try to work their way through.
Long shot from Wood, but who's the stealer? Houston. I fancy there'll be some pizzas somewhere this evening, whether they be from the north or the south. There'd be a feed on somewhere.
That's right, battle of the pizzas, the Redhoppers and Marty's. Foul called on Lindsey Houston for blocking. Graham Kent from the Northwest Coast. It's the blocking call, and Ulverstone will have the ball. Substitution. Peter Harris replaces Marcus Bell Chambers into the Ulverstone lineup. Immediately into the play, gets the ball.
Crowd come alive.
Another call on a blocking for a screen that was not set properly. Graham Kemp right on top of these blocking calls. You've got to be sitting still on a screen. You can't run into the man. He's picked them up twice in a row now.
Van Horst Pelican to Coleman, who flipped it back to Van Horst Pelican, who gee, that Coleman's got some spring, and he's what a bay. Hey, man, that wasn't me. What's that one closely?
Oh, yeah, I like to see this on replay. Watch him come in and watch his hand. See him push Robbie Thompson away with his other hand. That's how he cleared himself so much room. But the umpires are too smart for that. They caught him. So it's a foul with the score. Marty's 48, Ulverstone Redhoppers 43. Ulverstone's ball. Bill Thomas puts it into play, trying to steady his side down. They're playing a big bracket here, and that's allowed Marty's to take the lead again.
Bob Mills, number 9. Why the change, Don? Why the change in the game?
Well, I think a couple of blocking fouls. They're not really setting their offensive pattern the way they should. You see, we have another call. This time, it's Dan Van Horst Pelican was called for holding the man as he was trying to set the screen. So we're working, the umpires playing a big part of the game. You see a bit of pushing there. Two players not very happy with each other. Very physical. Well played so far. Umpire Graham Kemp warning the players to keep the game clean, or you'll be sitting down. Good umpiring. Steady it down when it gets a little physical. Players know he means business. Ulverston's ball again. See the pass come in here, breaks through, loses the ball, and they gave it back to him. I think they missed that one.
Peter Harris.
And then way up high.
Let's see Marty's move. Lindsay.
Great body control. Did a charge, but he leaned his body away from the player, and nice drive.
Mr. Rubber Man, who bounces all over that court. Elastic in those bones. Excitement. Good response from Grant Herbst. Keeps the Northerners, the Ulverstone Redhoppers, in touch. They trail by 5, just on 12 minutes.
Still, I think Bill Thomas, their coach, would be unhappy the way they're playing right now, because what they're doing is they're not working for the real good shot. They're shooting a lot of shots. I think he would rather they hold off on until they really work the ball around for the good shot. Likes to see them work the ball for the good one.
Perhaps they might be losing their clear, just that fraction. They trail by 5. They don't get any more. Craig Good brings it back to 3.
Just like that. Here they come again, Marty's. They were down in the first half, or rather the Redhoppers down in the first half, and they come right back in the second.
Tight ball game for a semi-final. ABC top shot. Grand final berth for the winner. Big Dan, no.
Again, Dan falling into the trap, losing the ball.
Referees Graham Kemp and Graham Brown working overtime in this action-packed second half.
They're calling it very tight, very close. They had that bit of a blow up there, and so now they're just about calling anything that even looks like a foul. That one, I think, was more of a stage act than a real foul, but they're keeping a tight lid on this game. Nice drive. Bad luck. Missed it. Good, missed the shot, and here comes Lindsay. Curtis. No good. Lindsay.
Oh, boy, look at him go.
Beautiful stop. Ulverstone's got to settle down now. They're letting Marty's get a bit of a run-up on him.
Leads now 5 points. Under 11 minutes remaining. Grant Herbst doing the hard work.
Curtis acknowledged that foul, hooked him. 4 fouls on Curtis Coleman. That could be a big blow to Marty's if they lose Curtis, because he's on fire, shooting well. He acknowledged the foul right away. 17 points for Curtis, so that could be a big blow. Grant Herbst the free throw line. Important free throws. First one's good. 52 Marty's, 48 Ulverstone. No good. And Horst Pelican up a mile. Long pass to Houston.
Who was there? Robbie Thompson was. Pass wasn't for him. He gleefully accepted it. And brings it down and bangs one in. Make a prediction, Don. Make a prediction, he'll win it. 10.5 minutes.
I really can. It's going to be tight all the way. I think fouls are going to play the big part in this game. But
Be a devil, make a prediction.
Oh, I'd say Marty's.
Marty's by 4. 10 minutes gone. This is the sort of action you like to see. Phil Thomas Good. Not quite. Herbs, they're all firing at it. Loose. Sprawled on the canvas. Lindsay Houston, the floor, the whatever.
Tremendous effort by Lindsay trying to get that ball, but pushed it out of bounds. You can see now, up, rebounds, has it, loses it, dives for it, hits the floor, but it's out of bounds to Ulverstone. There we go. That perspiration on this beautiful wood floor we're in. This floor is a magnificent surface to play basketball on, but it can get very, very slippery if you have perspiration on it, and players can slip and be injured. So anytime a player falls, they try to wipe it up. Steve Davey giving instructions to the young towel boy there.
Let's gather our thoughts. Marty's in the first half got away to a lead. Ulverstone were able to come back. That's exactly what's happening at the moment.
They're playing a little better now. Got their offense going. Set play. No good. Nice boards, but Dan Van Horst Pelican up a mile. Gets a rebound. Loses it. Oh, Bill Thomas, you little ripper. 54-52. Can they come back again? You know they'll always be there. Ulverstone is too good a team.
Big Dan, short. Oh, boy, Lindsay sat there. Rifled it in. 26 on the board for number 4 for the Marty's combination.
You can see the pattern of the game. Ulverstone playing good team ball. Marty's relying on individual brilliance. And they've got the individual brilliance. Ulverstone will be with them all the way.
Good tight struggle. Good stuff here this evening. Here come Marty's. Curtis Coleman directing. Steve Davies, Lindsay, hold it up. We can all see it. Do something with it. That's good. Doing something with it, all right.
That's 2 points. Beautiful shot. 58-52. A lot of people don't think Lindsay can shoot from the outside because he rebounds and scores so much underneath. That's because he has to, because Marty's is a very short side. They don't have any real big players on this side, so he has to do a lot of rebounding too.
Come on, Hoppers. Shot. That's no good. Linton should score here.
Poor Dan. Not your night, Dan. Everything seems to be going wrong. That should have had an easy 2 points. Instead, we travel. You see the fast break, set up nice, Linton passes the ball, and he takes that little bit of extra step so they don't score, traveling. Ulverstone working patiently for the good shot. There's a good shot, and there's 2 points. Bill Thomas. Ulverstone putting a little more pressure now out in the front, trying to hassle the guards to keep the ball away from Thompson. Lindsay Houston passed off. Steve Davey on the drive. 2 points. Nice pass off. Nice drive.
First basket for Davey. Coming at a crucial time. Robbie Thompson besieged by defenders. Miss from Harris could be costly. Linton to Lindsay Houston. It is costly. Lindsay sprawled on the...
Could be more than costly. If they lose Houston, they lose the game. I hope he's not injured. He really took a hard fall. His head.
Around him. He did hit the ground in one heck of a thump.
We're lucky that we've got that protective man against the end of the wall. You see the pass, you see him go up. He's tunneled. In other words, he took his legs out from underneath him and he smashes into the wall. And Lindsay is not the kind of player to lay down if he isn't hurt. He's the kind of guy that hops right up, so you know he's hurt. He was taking his legs out from under him as he went to the ball game, went in for the layup. He made the layup, but he really hit the floor hard. Let's hope he's all right. We'd sure hate to lose a player like Lindsay on an incident like that. Umpire, tell him to go away. So we've got timeout for injury here at Warrain with the score. Marty's 62, Ulverstone, Redhoppers 54. Back to action at Warrain. Lindsay Houston recovering from that very hard fall on the floor, gets 1 shot after making the layup, and it's no good. They've given him 2 shots because it was a tech foul for a tunnel, and he gets 2 shots. Makes the second one. It was a technical foul. It was a flagrant foul because he took his legs out from underneath him, so he made the basket and was given 2 free throws, which converted 1. Marty's up 63-54. See if that ball slows Lindsay down. I doubt it. Take more than that.
Good basket, Craig Good.
Good outside shooter, young Good. He's very consistent and a good shooter.
7 points the margin, and still, with just on 7 minutes remaining.
Anybody's ball game.
Oh, Coleman.
Brilliant move, Coleman.
Get through there if you can, Philip.
Didn't finish it.
Oh, boy, how can he climb through that luck?
No. Lindsay had a big hand on that ball. See him trying to get through. He's surrounded by players, keeps the ball in. Lindsay puts a hand on the ball, hand on the throat, but keeps a hand on the ball. And so we've got a jump ball. And this is David and Goliath. Lindsay will win this by 3 feet.
Target was Linton. Now it's Davey. Bit of feeling in this game.
Yes, that tunnel won't make two people happy. It's a devastating foul because it can really hurt a player. As Lindsay really went down hard after that. Inside to Houston.
Pelican up, Pelican down. Marti snipped that grand final berth. Lead now by 9. Just under 6.5 minutes remaining. A super performance by Redhoppers required. Bell Chambers easy.
Look at that good offense. See, they work the ball till they've got a player open. He made the easy shot.
Both teams working hard. Tight, aggressive game. Big Dan.
Beautiful individual move by Dan Van Horst Pelican.
Pretty pleased about it too.
You bet. He's not been having a good game, so those are the things that pick you up when you're down. Jump ball call. The umpire couldn't tell which player had the ball last as it went out of bounds, and so Graham Kemp from Somerset calls jump ball. You see both players struggling for there. The ball goes out of bounds. Who hit it last? I don't know. We'll jump it up and see. Curtis Coleman. Big leaper. Oh, Dan Van all wide open. Goes in strong. 2 points. Big break for Marty's. 11 points. 69-58. Could this be the break to hold them out? Well, we'll have to see if Ulverstone can rise. They were down last time, came back. Down this time, came back. They're coming back again. 60, 69, 5 minutes, 22 seconds.
Curtis Thompson getting them going. They won't lay down. Phil Thomas. Oh boy, no good. Davey not happy.
Nice block. He really had a good hand on the ball. But the umpire must have saw something. You see him go in. Nice hand on the ball, but he hits him as he's going through. Good call by the umpire. 2 shots for Philip Thomas. Bill Thomas to the free throw line to shoot his 2 shots. Good free throw shooter. Under pressure. First one's up and no good. Kiss of death from Dum Dum. I tell you what, every time I say they can make them, they miss them. That one's good, just barely, but it counts. 61, 69, Marty's. Pressure being applied now, trapping defense, but Craig Linton was right up to that, no problem.
Who are going to be the true customers? Marty's on paper looking the stronger side. The Redhoppers persisting, never giving an inch.
That's what they want Marty's to do, take those long shots. Keep Houston off the boards. Just take their time, get the good shot, and slowly work their way back. Bill Thomas at the timeout could hear him say to his players, persevere. Persevere. Keep after it.
Leads from the front to Phil Thomas. Working towards a shot. Thomas, long shot coming in. Craig Good was the attempter. Lindsay Houston seems to be okay after that heavy fall. He's okay.
Houston. But there again, you see the difference between the 2 sides. Marty's come down, take a shot, and they rely on individual brilliance of their players to come and get the ball, which, of course, Houston provided very well that time. Oh, a little bit of physical contact there between Robbie and Lindsay. You see Robbie on the drive. Lindsay comes in to steal the ball, steals it well. That's his 3rd personal foul. Umpires call a foul. 8 fouls on Marty's this half, and so this sends Ulverstone the line for the one-on-one situation. Make the first one, they get a second. The Iceman at the line. First one, no good, unlucky, in and out. No one rebounding except Dan Van Horst Pelican.
Into the final 4 minutes of the first semi-final of ABC Top Shot. Marty's by 10 points. Holding sway. Redhoppers down, not out. They need a lift. Baskets, the order of the day. They're down by 10. Time is not with them. Herbst lost it. Coleman tries to belt it back in.
Dan Van, now is Pelican, nearly stole the ball, but lost it. Curtis couldn't recover it. Everything he seems to do is going wrong for poor Dan tonight. There he's beaten badly on the drive. He missed it.
Many hands in that exchange.
It's going to be Marty's ball, though. Nursing a 10-point lead, 3 minutes, 13 seconds. It's down to nail-biting time. Not over yet. Marty's in a very good position. You need to use the ball now. Don't take any bad shots. Wait for a good shot. Keep Ulverstone under the pressure.
That's what they're going to do, all right.
Smart. Use as much of the clock as they can to score.
There's Lindsay. With a hip and shoulder and all sorts of physical stuff in that exchange.
Lindsay, brilliant individual effort. Took the shot. Followed it up. Went in hard for the basket. And Phil Thomas, with his 3rd personal foul, sends Lindsay Houston the line. These are a couple of points that he dearly liked to get. 71-61. There's the first one's good. Looking to close the gate. 2 minutes 50 remaining. It's also good. 2 big clutch free throws. Lindsay Houston. Ulverstone in all kinds of trouble now. They're going to have to score and score quickly. No good. Rebound. Dan Van Horst Pelican. Away goes Marty's. Curtis.
Also knows you like that one.
But they should have held the ball. Used more of the clock. Got in too big a hurry.
Fumbling from Good, but he recovers. Works in well. Now it's the Hoppers' turn to miss those baskets. Beautiful miss.
Bill Thomas, littlest player on the court, oldest player on the court.
He's a goer.
Still does it go. Still can do it.
Second Coleman. Houston. Davey. Just on 2 minutes remaining. And that lead of 12 points looks ever so good for Marty's, who head for the grand final of 85 Top Shot basketball.
Big hustle by Steve Davey, but he knocked the ball out of bounds. Marty sniffing victory. They're really throwing it all in right now. Ulverstone must score and must score quickly. There's the man. No good.
Exasperation.
4 fouls on Steve Davey. Was not happy with that call. See it right there? They both have the ball. Oh, he said, what are you talking about? We both had the ball. Graham Kemp from the Northwest Coast said, nope, foul. Grant Herbst to the line. These are 2 big points. First one's good. Cuts the lead to 11 with 1 minute and 38 to go. Ulverstone, perennial players in the Top Shot series since its very inception. First champions in '78. Coming back. Marty's second appearance. Oh, silly foul, and it's his 5th foul. Silly foul, Robbie Thompson. Really didn't need that right at this moment of the game. Leaves the game with 5 fouls. Excellent player, excellent ball game. But that was a bad break for Ulverstone if they're going to come back. And look at him telling the referee his story of his life. Telling him his birthplace.
He's not all that pleased. Time, I think, will now certainly beat the Redhoppers. They trail by 10. Marty's making just their third Top Shot appearance, their first semi-final appearance. And there might be some cheap pizzas in North Hobart this evening.
Nice rebound, Ulverstone. Still plenty of fight in them. 1 minute, 20 seconds. They have to score and score quickly. There's the man that knows that, and right away he puts it up and in. 75-67 Marty's. First semi-final. Who goes to the grand final? Ulverstone have been there more times than anyone else. But it looks like the run may have come to the end. With the brilliant individual stars of Marty's, looks like they've taken this one out. 54 seconds. Take your time. Race clock. Beautiful pass to Ulverstone.
Great good. Ooh, they all wanted that.
Curtis looked like a back pocket player for Essendon. Come through there and smash the ball. Ulverstone ball on the side, desperate to score and score quickly. Grant Herbst. Oh, nice move, Grant, 2 points. Now they've got to get up and try to steal that ball. Pressure on, 75-69, 32 seconds. Fowler get the ball, they steal the ball. Coming back.
Del Chambers is in.
Yes. 4 points, 75-71. They won't quit.
Come on, Dan.
There it is.
That was handy.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. That was the big score. And Dan Van, who's had a dirty game, man of the match last time. You see him on the drive, takes it up through there. Nice goal, scored in the act of shooting. Big goal, probably salvaged the game for Marty's. Not had a good game tonight, Dan, but he has battled all the way through, and that was a crucial score. Free throws good. Marty 78, Ulverstone 71. It's goodbye, Ulverstone. You've been here plenty of times, and we'll see you again, but not this year.
Mulligan gets it again. Marty's with the ball, playing out time. Houston on the clock. Linton. That's it.
That's it. Marty's south, northwest. Marty's into the grand final to face the winner of next week's contest, McCunis of the south and Japara of the north. Looks like it could be a good one next week, too. I'm looking forward to that. That young team from Japara really looked good last week.
First semi-final, ABC Top Shot. Marty's 78 defeated the Ulverstone Redhoppers 71. Let's not forget Marty's were down at the long interval. They've hit back. Were they polished enough this evening to go that one step further in the grand final? A sparkling display by Marty's Lindsay Houston. Lindsay, 35 points, a few knocks, a bit rough and tough out there towards the finish.
Very rough, very rough. They play hard, they always played aggressive. I have been playing against them for about 4 years up Northwest Coast, so I knew it was going to be a really tough game.
To their credit, they persisted all night, the Redhoppers, and at halftime, perhaps a little worried as far as you were concerned?
Yes, because the other team, if they ever get you down, it's very hard to get back in front.
You pleased with your own form?
Yes, because we won.
Well, personally, though, you had perhaps a bit of a flat spot midway through the first half, but you came back and really fired up in that second half.
Yes, where Curtis Coleman was making a lot of points, and he was a hot man, so we, decided to give him the ball, because most of the time, everyone was keying on me.
Well, to make the presentation of the player of the match from the Credit Union of Tasmania, Dennis Fitzmaurice.
Congratulations again, Lindsay. All the very best for the rest of the season. I'm sure that'll come in handy with a few expenses.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, what an exciting first semi-final. Marty's emerging victorious in a game where there were plenty of thrills and plenty of spills. Next week, it's the second semi-final, and again, it's the north and the south. McCunis from the south match against Japara, the young and talented team from the north. We hope you'll join us. Until then, it's good night from ABC Top Shot Basketball.
Comedy next on ABC with Heidi High Gang. And just a reminder that ABC Radio is now broadcasting the second day's play in the 5th test on 7ZR and NT.